In a world that never pauses, where achievement is idolized and busyness equates to value, the undercurrent of exhaustion is almost inevitable. Many of us find ourselves running on empty, propelled by relentless schedules and external expectations. Yet, even as we chase one deadline after another, a deeper fatigue often takes root, a malaise not just of the body, but of the soul. This is burnout, a state so insidious that it can cloud our clarity, dull our passion, and erode our most vibrant energy. Today, let's journey into the heart of burnout, its roots, its warning signs, and, most importantly, the transformative path back to authentic energy and purpose. Burnout is more than a buzzword. It is a call to pay attention. Burnout isn't simply feeling tired after a long day or week. Rather, it is chronic, a cumulative exhaustion that seeps into every aspect of our being. The symptoms may begin subtly: a loss of enthusiasm, difficulty concentrating, or an inability to muster joy in activities that once inspired us. Over time, these warning signs grow louder. Irritability increases. Small tasks feel insurmountable. Our days blur into monotony, and life's colors drain to gray. Yet beneath these symptoms lies a more profound truth. Burnout is, at its core, a disconnect between purpose and action. When our daily activities, at work, home, or in our communities, no longer align with a deeper sense of meaning, our energy source falters. The well from which we draw enthusiasm, creativity, and resilience dries up, leaving us stranded in the desert of mere obligation. To reclaim true energy, we must begin not with external fixes, but with honest reflection. The first step toward renewal is recognizing where we are, without judgment or self-criticism. This means acknowledging the exhaustion, the frustration, the emptiness, and understanding that these feelings are not failures, but signals. Our bodies and spirits are telling us that something essential is missing or out of balance. Pause, just for a moment, and ask yourself, what truly matters to you? What gives your life meaning beyond the routines and checklists? Perhaps it's the connections you form with others, the moments of creativity or learning, the impact you make, no matter how small, in the lives of those around you. Connecting with purpose isn't about grand gestures or abstract ideals. It's about finding the thread of intention that weaves through our daily actions, giving them coherence and value. As we consider burnout, it becomes evident that rest is not a luxury. It is a necessity. But not all rest is created equal. Sleep and downtime, while essential, address only part of the problem. To truly restore ourselves, we must replenish the inner reserves that fuel our emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being. This is the art of recharging from within. Recharging begins with mindful self-care, which extends far beyond pampering or brief escapes. It means learning to listen deeply to ourselves, honoring our limits, and responding with compassion rather than criticism. True self-care involves saying no when necessary, drawing boundaries to protect our time and attention, and making choices that reflect our values rather than external demands. It means seeking moments of stillness, where we can reconnect with our breath, notice our thoughts without judgment, and remember that we are more than our productivity. Just as important as rest is the practice of renewal, the conscious pursuit of activities that inspire, challenge, and invigorate us. For some, this may be creative expression, painting, writing, making music, or simply tending to a garden. For others, renewal might come from movement, walking in nature, dancing, or practicing yoga. Still others might find renewal in acts of service, learning something new, or reflecting in solitude. The key is to engage in practices that bring us back to ourselves, reminding us of our essential vitality and uniqueness. Relationships also play a pivotal role in restoring true energy. Human connection is both a balm and a fuel. Loving interaction with others provides validation, perspective, and support. Sharing our stories, our vulnerabilities, and our dreams with trusted friends or loved ones can break the isolation that burnout so often breeds. Through connection, we rediscover the simple joys of empathy, laughter, and shared experience. We realize that we are not alone in our struggles, and that asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. But while rest, renewal, and connection are essential, there is another element crucial to rekindling authentic energy: a conscious return to purpose. Purpose does not have to be a grand mission or lifelong crusade. It can be found in the smallest acts of kindness, in doing our work with integrity, or in simply being present for the people around us. When our actions align with our values, when what we do is in harmony with who we are, we tap into a wellspring of energy that no amount of sleep alone can provide. Rediscovering purpose requires introspection, and often, a willingness to question long-held assumptions. What motivates you at the deepest level? What legacy do you wish to leave, even in the quietest aspects of your life? Write down what brings you joy, fulfillment, or a sense of contribution. Even if these moments seem fleeting or insignificant, they hold the seeds of your unique purpose. Once identified, nurture these seeds. Dedicate time each day, however briefly, to activities that align with your purpose. This might mean teaching, mentoring, creating, or supporting others. It could involve caring for your family, contributing to your community, or simply expressing gratitude. Each purposeful act becomes a source of renewal, creating a positive feedback loop that fuels further engagement and energy. Of course, the realities of modern life cannot be ignored. Work, obligations, and societal pressures may limit the extent to which we can align our lives with our passions, at least in the short term. But even in the busiest of days, it is possible to make small shifts, to claim moments of meaning within the routines. Bring mindfulness to the tasks you perform, infusing them with intention. Turn ordinary interactions into opportunities for kindness. Notice beauty, practice gratitude, and celebrate small victories. In doing so, you transform the fabric of your days from drudgery to something richer, more connected, more alive. It's important, too, to address the structures that perpetuate burnout. Societal expectations often push us to ignore our needs, to value hard work above well-being, and to measure success solely in terms of achievement. Challenging these norms, both in our own minds and within the communities and organizations we inhabit, can create the space for collective renewal. Advocate for healthier work-life boundaries, for flexibility, and for cultures that prioritize human flourishing over mere output. Encourage open conversations about mental health and fatigue. Break the silence that too often stigmatizes those who admit to struggling. Let us also remember that the process of recovery is not linear. There will be days when energy returns in abundance, and others when fatigue asserts itself. This is natural. Treat each day as an opportunity to check in with yourself, to honor your needs, and to celebrate small steps forward. Progress is measured not in grand leaps, but in steady persistence and gentle self-compassion. In the final analysis, authentic energy is born from alignment, when what we do emerges from who we are, and when we give ourselves permission to rest, recharge, and renew. When we tend to our inner lives with as much care as our outer obligations, we invite the return of joy, creativity, and purpose. We rediscover the wellspring that was there all along, waiting beneath the surface, ready to flow again. If you find yourself in the grips of burnout, know that you are not alone, and that healing is both possible and within reach. Start by turning inward, listening for the signals your body and spirit are sending. Honor your need for rest and reclaim the activities that once brought you alive. Seek connection. Ask for help, and remember that vulnerability connects us, not just to others, but to our deepest selves. Above all, nurture the thread of purpose that courses through your life. Purpose doesn't always announce itself in grand statements. Sometimes it's a quiet conviction, a gentle nudge, a fragment of joy. With each small act of alignment, each choice to rest, to engage, to connect, you are recharging not just your body, but your soul. The journey toward restored energy and authentic purpose is, in itself, a meaningful one. Along the way, you'll discover not only how resilient you truly are, but also how deeply you are capable of living. In a world that so often urges us to do more and be more, let us remember, sometimes the most powerful act is to pause, to tend to our own essence, and to recharge from within. For in this quiet space, true energy and purpose are born anew.